Human design generators have juicy life force energy that can be magnetic and so satisfying for them and for others that are around them when they're using their energy correctly. When they're using their energy incorrectly, the opposite can be true. In this episode, we're talking about emotional intelligence for human design generator types. We'll cover emotional themes for generators based on their type, how generators emotionally impact others, emotional pitfalls to watch out for, solutions to those pitfalls, and best practices for generators to help them embody their emotional intelligence potential. If you are a generator, you love one, or you work with one, this episode is for you. We'll be covering manifesting generators in a separate episode. Welcome to Heart-Centered Human Design, Emotional Intelligence and Conscious Business, the show for heart-centered entrepreneurs and professionals that want meaningful success and work-life balance so they can wake up every day feeling empowered, inspired, and supported by work and life. I'm your host, Vanessa Naja, human design specialist and coach, and I'm obsessed with helping you be on purpose and fulfilling your potential using your unique human design. If you want to dive deeper into your own emotional intelligence potential, my program, Emotional Intelligence by Design, helps you do just that. I'll give you more information about that at the end of the episode. To get the most out of this episode, you already want to have an understanding of the generator type. So if you are brand new to human design or you want to review, please listen to Season 1, Episode 5 to get the foundational understanding of generators. Generators are around 37% of the population, which makes them the most common type. Now remember, there are so many other unique aspects in their chart. Every single generator is a completely unique being. This is just the overarching theme of their life. Their purpose is doing work that they love and loving the work that they do. They are the builders of the world. And in BG5, the business application of the human design system, generator types are actually called builders. They have physical and sustainable life force and workforce energy when they are living according to their design. And when we're talking about work here, this work really means how they are using their energy. It can be the work that they do for a living, ideally it is, but it can also be hobbies and just things that they love, just the way that they expend their energy. When they're using their energy correctly, their energy is generative, it is sustainable, it renews itself. When they're not using it correctly, it can actually be degenerative. So if you are a generator, you're not feeling energetic at all, you are tired all the time, you feel burned out, you really want to have a look at how you are using this incredible energy that you are blessed with. Now, in the best case scenarios, generators absolutely love their business. They love their career. It is such a joy for them, and their work really fuels them. This enthusiasm is contagious, and this also fuels the non-energy types. If the way that they're expending their energy, if the work that they're doing, if it's not their career, if it isn't what pays the bills, it is really important that whatever is paying the bills is something that they at least like. If it's work that they hate and it's frustrating, it is going to be very degenerative. So at least it's something that they like that also gives them the freedom and the resources to pursue what they absolutely love doing. The generator's electromagnetic frequency, or their aura, is open, warm, and enveloping. It is often referred to as an auric hug. Generators attract and magnetize people, situations, and circumstances that they get to respond to. They bring things to them. This is life coming to them, and this is why their strategy is to respond. Responding lets them know if their energy is available to do something or not. When something comes into their presence, they will get a very clear, visceral, and it may also even, it may be a sound that is a yes or a no. If it's a nothing, then it usually means an I don't know or try again later. When they are using the energy resource correctly, they are responding, they are agreeing to do the things that they love to do. Again, this energy is generative and it creates satisfaction, enthusiasm. It is contagious and others love it. When they're not using their energy correctly and they're constantly agreeing to do things that they do not have the energy for, that they got a no response for, again, this is going to be degenerative. It's going to be exhausting. They are prone to be burned out and they are going to be frustrated a lot. Because of their open, warm, and enveloping aura and their capacity for work, it is really easy for people to ask them for things. When people ask them for things, they get to respond. Having really clear and healthy boundaries is absolutely essential for generators, or they can get taken advantage of. And again, that's going to lead to resentment and frustration. The other party isn't necessarily doing that on purpose. This can be a very unconscious or subconscious thing, but it is part of the generator's aura. And generators that are always saying yes when they want to say no are basically training other people to ask them for things because they're always saying yes. So learning to say no, learning to honor that sacred response is absolutely vital, because that resentment and that frustration is not good for your relationships. And that includes your love relationships, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your clients. It's going to affect your career and your other relationships as well. Learning to listen to and honor their sacred response and say no when the response is a no is really important. If the generator has people-pleasing tendencies or codependency issues, and many of us do, this is not just a generator thing, but with that generator, it's such an important area to work on. There are a lot of different factors in the chart that can point to this. In my program, Emotional Intelligence by Design, we're going to go deep into these aspects of your chart and really help you work on deconditioning that so you can live in alignment. As a generator in your deconditioning process, as you start to not give your energy when you get that no response, you're going to experience some pushback. People are so used to you just saying yes and doing everything for them, and they're going to have some expectations and they will likely be disappointed. And this is totally okay. This is part of the deconditioning process. It's super important for you to put yourself first. They will get over it. And if they don't get over it, then they are not the right people for you. Deconditioning is not necessarily like a super fun process. It is a really important process if you want to live as your authentic self and fulfill the purpose that you came to fulfill. You living in alignment with your design is absolutely worth going through this deconditioning process, and eventually you're going to have a much healthier impact on others. You are going to draw in the right people, situations, and circumstances to respond to. And you people pleasing and saying yes to things you want to say no to is really not good for anybody. If generators are super busy and burned out doing work that is not right for them, they're not going to actually have space in their life, and their energy is not going to draw in what is correct for them. So if you're not getting anything good to respond to, just ask yourself, how have you been using your energy? Have you been saying yes to things you want to say no to, and maybe even saying no to things that you want to say yes to? Another issue that comes up for most types actually is that we are all conditioned to initiate. You know that slogan, Nike slogan of just do it. Like we're all conditioned to just do it. And that actually works for the manifestor types. Generators initiating versus waiting for the sacred response to get them going can create a lot of resistance and frustration. That frustration is palpable to others and it can be really off-putting. When generators are doing work they love, it fuels them. It fills them with satisfaction and enthusiasm. And that too can be absolutely contagious. Being around a satisfied generator can be profoundly satisfying to others as well. When generators follow their sacral response or their gut and they spend their time engaging in work that they love, once they've used up all of that energy, they are going to fall into bed exhausted. And this is like that good exhaustion and really having used up all your energy in satisfying ways. They're going to have a great night's sleep and they're going to wake up the next day ready to go. Generators that are feeling super tired and burned out all the time, again, great indicator that they are not living in alignment, not following their strategy, and not doing work that they love. Waking up the sacral response and using their beautiful energy correctly is the most important thing a generator can do to live in alignment. It is extremely likely that if you are not a generator yourself, that you work with one, live with one, are in relationship with one, because generators are so common. Their sacral response is binary. It's a yes-no response. So something that you can do to support the generators that you love or work with is to ask them yes-no questions. This activates their sacral response. Remember that the question needs to be yes, no. So either or questions do not qualify. When generators have too many choices, they can feel really overwhelmed and then not choose anything at all. So you want to ask, do you want to work on this project versus do you want to work on this project or that project? Or do you want Italian for dinner versus do you want Italian or Indian for dinner? So you keep asking them until you get that yes response, which really helps them activate and get in touch with their sacral. Generators love to work when they're living in alignment, so you need to really honor that for them. They do need to use up their energy every day, and they might be a lot busier than you doing the things that they love. So if you are not a generator type, just allow them to have that. Depending on how they're configured, they may have different energy levels. Not all of them are the Energizer bunnies that we make them out to be. Some of them are. So we do really have to honor that and let them use their energy in their way. Getting regular exercise can be super important for them, especially if they're not sleeping well. And if you are not a generator or a manifesting generator, you may not always be able to keep up with them. And that is okay. It is so important for you to honor your own energy levels as they honor theirs. In my program, Emotional Intelligence by Human Design, we dive deep into your own unique emotional intelligence potential according to your human design chart. With personalized guidance from me, we will unravel what has been keeping you from stepping into the highest expression of your emotional intelligence so you can be on purpose, fulfill your potential, and create a life and business that you love. If you want to learn more, you can find out at vanessanaja.com/emotional intelligence. I will also drop a link in the show notes. I would love to hear how this episode landed for you, and if you have any questions or anything that you have to share about your own experience as a generator or your experience with generator loved ones. You can find me on Instagram at @HDVanessaNaja. I would love to hear your experience and to connect with you. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you in the next episode.